Girls Rock Camp is a safe space for adolescent youth who are not cisgender males to learn music, learn how to play instruments, get together in bands, and learn a song that they will perform at the end of the week. It's also a place where we support their development and with workshops like with healthy relationships. There's a self-protection workshop, there's an anti-oppression workshop, things that will kind of increase solidarity, intersectionality, their abilities to be self-sufficient, practice self-care, and support each other throughout their lives.
Make a point to pay attention to those things and make sure that everyone is included.
We're in a non-competitive environment, which means that you can challenge yourself to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be, and you support other people in being the best version of themselves that they can possibly be.
My name is Angie Shaneher. I'm one of the co-founders of Girls Rock Lawrence and also one of the board members. I've had a few roles at camp. I have been in charge of coordinating all the gear that we have lent to us. And then I am also a band coach, and I'm in charge of booking all the bands for the lunchtime performances.
My name is Monica George, and I'm one of the co-founders and organizers of Girls Rock Camp. I've been involved for about 3 years. We've had our first camp last year in 2015, and this is our second year camp, and it's been really awesome so far. 35 campers, and it's just been a blast. So at camp I'm a band mentor, so I help a band sort of through the writing process and play and things like that. And then I'm also just kind of organizing, so doing a little bit of like admin type stuff as well, and doing kind of just supporting what our organizers and volunteers and what they need. Girls Rock Camp is a safe space for teen girls and trans youth to come together and have a voice and play music and learn how to play different instruments and also like create a song together in a band. What our goal is to like create that safe space for them. It's a non-competitive learning environment, so like a lot of the time music and the music scene, things are kind of cutthroat and like who's the best, and this is all about just kind of like doing your thing and finding your voice.
Loud screaming and oh my god. Right in time. All of it. Okay. I keep forgetting that we have that instrument. Oh, I'm sorry. That's okay. It's like you're fine. If you mess up, everybody makes mistakes. Don't stop. Yeah.
The first day, it's this interesting, kind of exciting, cacophonous noise when everybody's playing an electrical instrument for the first time. And then throughout the week, on the very last day, when it was like, okay, the beginning and students were the ones I had, and then the advanced students were taught by Christiana and some other folks. And the beginning students, when it was like one side of the room was playing chords and the other side was playing solo notes over that, and then they switched. It's just like, ah, magic. And then one of the students said, it was so hard to learn guitar, and I couldn't have learned it anywhere else.
It's warm out, I'm freezing, the ghost of my soul.
My name is Christiana Cranberry, and I have been an instructor and a mentor. This is my first year. I've been spending a week getting the lay of the land and just feeling out my role as an instructor. So for me, everything was a highlight. Being around such vibrant, spirited, kids is really refreshing.
here last year. And this year is certainly different, partially just because of the location, but also it's nice to see new people, and I think I liked the old space more, but this one's bigger, and I kind of like that sometimes it can be like a maze.
Seeing the campers as they gain confidence over the week. I mean, I think that's always like my favorite part, is just seeing them sort of come into their own skin more and feel more comfortable with who they are and express themselves and do things like that to me are like really amazing, because when I was that age it was just like, you know, I was so reserved and no one encouraged me to break out of my shell and all that stuff, so seeing them like transform.
So my grandpa, he has the heart of a lion, and he also has a lifetime band too. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah. What do you call someone who points out the obvious? Someone who points out the obvious. All right, I'm done.
So I'm breaking out the riches and the ends of all your lies. Who will love you? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
I was really nervous about not being in a band with people that I know and not having an instrument that I'm used to, and it turned out that I wasn't in a band with people that I knew, and so I was really nervous that they wouldn't like me, and so when I got there, they were all like, hey, and I was like, hey, and everyone was really kind and welcoming.
Oh man, everyone here is so cool. It's been really amazing to see all these people coming from like Kansas City and Lawrence and even Manhattan. We have some volunteers that travel all the way from Manhattan. And just seeing them like totally stoked on the idea, the mission, and like interacting with the campers, and just like also music sharing and like skill sharing, and just being around people who really care about the mission of Girls Rock.
Sometimes your nerves can really be a positive thing. So sometimes, you know, you want to obviously be comfortable and you want to calm down and soothe yourself, or have some friends help soothe you. But worst case scenario, if you go out there and you're shaking, just embrace it. This is you. This is, you know, people want to see you.
And that's definitely, like you were saying, when you got back there and your friends were trying to soothe you, we want to create that environment in the vocal room too. So you can feel comfortable experimenting in here with your voice, and maybe going to your band and trying out something that you tried in here. Like, this is definitely supposed to be the most comfortable space for you as a vocalist. And then in your band, they will make you feel extremely comfortable. You guys can come.
So being a band mentor, you get to sit in and just help the band work through the songs that they're writing and kind of the different stages of that. So being in a band with, you know, 5 people who have never met each other and working on a project, they need a little bit of guidance. And so as a band mentor, your role can really vary. Some bands don't need it, and your role is just to sit in the background and to praise all the wonderful things that they're doing. And then other bands, you know, they tend to get stuck, or they don't really know where to go next, or they've never written a song, and so you can kind of just help nudge them along in the direction that they need to go and give them some structure. But we try to leave it up to the campers to make the songs what they want them to be. So our roles are kind of being a fly on the wall who brings in some structure when there needs to be structure.
Seeing the bands, like if they have conflict or if they don't, just kind of like come together.
Into something. Yeah, into like, wait. Madness. Okay, so it's gonna be, so is it gonna be like happy, stop, and then crazy, crazy, happy? Well, not happy, but like happy,
and then
crazy, and then sad.
I feel like it should be the first verse is like happy.
Yes.
And then it kind of like leads up to like crazy, and then it goes to like a deep like sorrow or depression.
Yes.
We spent the first few days teaching them structure, but letting them pick all the notes, you know, giving them a lot of just giving them some structure so they'll have something to play with. But the kids just did it all. As soon as they kind of had it, they were like running away from us as quickly as possible and working as a band really quickly to resolve their issues, and that was really cool to see.
Yeah, I want to go higher. Like you could do lower and then I go higher.
We have a different band that is either female fronted or very heavily female or trans oriented. And we have them perform for the campers at lunch every day so that the campers can experience seeing all different types of music. We tried to book folk bands, hip-hop, R&B, punk bands. We really try to make a large spectrum of experiences for the campers with the lunchtime band so that they can see that even though this is a rock camp, that they don't have to write rock music and that there's a lot of different ways to play music.
So there's beauty everywhere, a wide open road, one of us to go. You're hanging with my friends like you live now. You're writing on my Facebook while I shit down. And ever since I left to see you, I get a chance to give it a time. And step around to your lives.
I just hosted a workshop with Kara, and it's the anti-oppression workshop. It was hard to fit everything in because it's such a broad topic, but it went really well. The interaction with the girls has been really, really empowering for me as much as, well, for them as much as it has been for me. Hearing them talk about these topics that when I was their age, I didn't even know existed. It's just been amazing and mind-blowing.
You know, this is all about like equality and progressive things.
The kids are they're just so smart and so ready to learn. I can't believe how much they learned in 1 week.
To be verbal about it and even be able to scream it has been just amazing. I'm still like blown away about how this has become such a culture wave. I'm just still taking it in how awesome this is.
One of our goals as Girls Rock Lawrence and moving forward is to eventually open an all-ages venue that could double as a Girls Rock after-school program that could be going year-round. And so the vision that we have is to have a space where we can keep programming year-round so we can continue to do workshops continue to do instrument instruction and give bands practice spaces who are younger, but then also creating a safe space for teenagers of all different walks of life, so all the LGBT teens that don't feel like they have a place in the community. And with that too, creating a space where like older bands can come perform for younger crowds, because Lawrence is really lacking in that scene, and teenagers, I think, are some of the people who need that the most, and having a music community built from a young age to where like the bands that start at camp now, we hear a lot of them say like, oh, we're going to try to keep our band going afterward, but there's really no place for them to play. And so if we could create a space for them to play, it's much more likely that they would continue building those relationships and keeping the Girls Rock community moving forward outside of camp.
I like the camp. It's probably one of the most inclusive camps that I've ever, seen. And it's like, they're like, hey, is there a problem here? And they're like, yeah, there's a little bit of problem. And then they'll like change and like form and be like, if there's something you want to talk about, we got it. And they always got your back and stuff.
This is their first opportunity to really kind of explore their gender identity, and Girls Rock Camp has really made an inclusive space for them to test it out, test those waters. It's going to be a lot easier for people to live within the spectrum of gender in the future. I have a lot of hope now for the future meeting these kids. They're way ahead of that. These kids anyway, they're ready to accept trans people completely.
Even Girls Rock existing just for a year, that we've already seen a lot of changes in the music scene. There are more, shows that are intentionally booking bands that have women fronting them, and even just the music scene. Like when you go to shows, there's more women present, and we're hoping that this just continues to grow and grow and grow. And I think people are becoming aware of, when they go to shows and it's only white males being represented. I think that it's, if anything, just bringing the awareness up that, hey, maybe we need to hear voices of other types of people than just white males.
Far too many times, actually. I go to a show and all the people in the band, they're white, they're straight, they're cis, and they're male. And so what I wanted to make a point of was that our band represents everything that I just, that I didn't say. So
I've heard already that in other states, like women being like, I'm in a band because I was in rock camp. Girls Rock Lawrence is such a valuable tool for young girls who otherwise probably would never feel comfortable getting on a stage that usually is male dominated, and they have all the tools they need to feel to claim their space and to really just take over the world.
The showcase is when all the campers will write or play their original songs that they write during camp, and it's at Liberty Hall on Saturday, June 11th from 7 to 9 p.m. And it's really amazing to see all their energy, like all the things that they've been working on for a whole week, and then playing it live is like really amazing, and they're just like on cloud nine, totally pumped on life, and it's really fun.
that this is a thing in general that exists, and it seems like such a Lawrence thing, in my opinion. Like, I know that there are other Girls Rock camps around the country, but I feel like Lawrence is like one of the best places for there to be a camp like this.
I think one of my favorite things about the camp is just seeing the campers and all the volunteers come together from all different backgrounds, from all different walks of life, and belief systems, experiences, and just seeing the unity that there is, and just how music and creating a positive, supportive space can just help everyone grow together and realize that they're not alone, and that maybe they come from a place where they're the weird kid or they're the outsider, and here they can come and just be understood at least for a week of their life. And I think that just knowing that there are other people out there that feel something that you feel is just, I think is one of the most important things as a teenager and throughout your life, is just to know that you're not alone in what you're experiencing, and who you are is okay.
I'll do whatever you say to me in the dark. Scared I'll be torn apart by an open mask, familiar name on a birthday card. Blood on the candles, blood on the candles. You're too old to be so shy, he says to me, so I stay the night. Just a young heart confusing my mind, we both in silence. Why?
Send your kids to Girls Rock Lawrence camp. They're going to come back stronger, probably better at school and life in general, because these kids, they're not afraid of anything now. They've tested their fears, and they're coming off these stages adults, to be quite honest. Send your kids to Girls Rock Lawrence.
Girls Rock is...
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I like the camp.
Girls Rock is my heart and soul, and I hope it goes on forever and ever.